Everything is
Hello and a happy new year to our SINEE global community. I will have some awesome guests tonight for you. Tonight? Are you saying tonight? And it's not Robert, it's me, it's Björn, because Robert have a gig. And we have ANNÄ and Sera J from Greece, Thessaloniki. Hey, how are you?
Hey,
Hello.
we are good. And you?
We are very good. And how about you?
I'm fine. I'm still a bit in holiday mode.
Nice.
Like everybody
All of
else,
us.
or
All of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all of us, yeah.
Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New
First
Year,
of all.
community.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of community members from our German channel, but also some global channel community members. Yeah, the first stream in 2025 with
Yeah,
some
we are
really,
lucky.
really awesome guests. So, how do you having your New Year Eve party? Did you DJ or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We played.
we played in Thessaloniki, in our city, and actually after almost 2 years. And it was super nice because we were all together, we were friends, and we had super nice time together.
The vibe was amazing.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. It was super, super nice.
it's important, to spend New Year's Eve, as we talked before, with friends and family.
Sure. Yeah, I was with my family, and I was in bed around 1 or 2, and I don't have a hangover on the next day. No hangover on 1st January is also a cool thing.
It's weird.
It's weird. Yeah, I had it the last years. I don't have had parties the last years, so 1st January was a normal day for me.
Okay.
Nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have fireworks in Greece?
yeah.
Is it
Yeah, a
allowed?
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not that loud as Germany, I think, but yeah,
Yeah, depends.
it's
Actually,
only
yeah.
that moment, like 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh, okay. In
Like
Germany,
10 minutes,
2 days before everybody gets insane. And this year there was some crazy stuff with Kugelbombs is the name.
Okay.
Big bombs in Berlin, and windows get smashed because those bombs was too loud, too heavy for normal. Yeah, crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
It's
crazy.
Berlin. It's Berlin.
One time I was on New Year's Eve in Berlin, and it was extremely powerful
Yeah,
night.
it is. Okay, so yeah, let's listen to the first track. I will send you the link now, and then we have the first feedback in 2025. Here's the link.
See, we are
I
good.
already sent it to you before. Yeah, and we go in. Allesio Caselli with a unpronounceable track name. Let's go. Okay, thanks a lot for your submission, Alessio, Caselli. Yeah, my guests have the first feedback. What do you think about Sagnol Decino?
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
first of
solid.
all, I'm
Solid.
starting.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
it's really nice track.
Yeah,
to be
it's
honest.
interesting.
I mean, the arrangement is nice. The structure of the track is super nice, and I think it has like a really nice groove that keeps you
Moving.
alive, keeps you moving,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it could work nicely on the dance floor. Um,
Yeah, and I like the idea of the track, and yeah, and has a body. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, it's solid. It's tight.
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
I think all the elements are nice. How can I say placed on the track? First of all, guys, sorry for our English. We are just trying to
Yeah, actually,
okay.
for my
we're just
English,
trying to
I'm sorry.
explain as much as we can. Um, yeah. Well, so I would play this track. It's a really nice one. The only thing that I would say is that maybe I would skip one vocal. I think the track had two vocals. One that it's repetitive,
Yeah, oh, and yeah.
and yeah, this
This, yeah,
I would skip it because I
Yes.
think it would make the track more old school and more techno. It has a really nice
aesthetic.
aesthetic and Detroit, vibe and reference. So yeah, that's my comment on that. How about you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think for the low ends, especially the kick, I like it, but always, in my opinion, I would make it like
Punchy.
more punchy, you know, with more, how can I say, more dynamic. Maybe I would added some saturation on it in order to give it more this kind of attack at the start to make it more old school.
Yeah.
But yeah, according to the tonal and the the whole drum set and all this stuff, I think it's good.
Yeah. Very nice one.
Maybe a bit EQ on the mix and the master. But yeah,
Yeah. Nice. The first one was super good.
yeah,
Yeah, the first track in 2025. It's a good
Yes.
one. Yeah. I will give some technical feedback as always. I really like the groove, but there was a chord sound, and it hits always the one, and it it emphasis the track on the wrong note. It was always like dung, dung, and when the chord was filtered down, high cutted, it feels like the kick drum is a bit wonky for me, and the kick is a big problem in the track because it's tuned too high. I checked it in the spectrum analyzer, and it was around 70 hertz. And I think this is the problem, Dimi, what you are talking about. There was missing the punch and the low end because the trick
Yeah.
was the kick was tuned too high.
Yes.
I
I
think,
think-
an A kick is always okay, but it's 60 hertz, and this kick
60
was
hertz, yeah.
around 70 hertz. It was too high for a punchy deep kick. In the first moment, I thought, okay, what's wrong? I had a break in the studio for 2 weeks, but I feel there was missing low end. And sure,
yeah. Some at some point, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, but it was good. Actually, it was good.
I think that in general, like the sub frequencies should focus around 40 to 60
Yeah.
hertz.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel the kick is too high. Yeah. Yeah, the arrangement was cool. And
Yeah.
I also have the same feeling about the oh yeah. This
Yeah,
yeah.
the vocal.
Yeah, the yeah feels a bit off aesthetically. Yeah.
Yes, I think it makes it a little bit cheap. And
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, it's like these small details that we can change and the track can be like
Amazing.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
like a same experience once with Ben Sims. I sent like one track of mine, it's called Sunbeam.
Ah, it has vocals.
And I used vocals, and he said to me like, "Hey, can you try this track without vocals because it could be more all-time classic?" And he was right, you know. I removed the vocal, and it was
Amazing.
amazing. And we finally released this.
Cool. Yeah, the O vocal was okay, but I think in the half of the tracks there was this yeah, and it feels a bit strange for me.
Also, I would say that this O vocal, I don't know, I think that I have heard it like in some other tracks as well. So my advice for people that wants to use vocals is to record their own vocals or be very careful about it because they're all the time like same
Vocals.
ready-made samples. And if you want to create like a unique sound, you need just to be very careful on of the use of vocals.
Yeah, exactly. And if you wanna try already sounds like from old tracks, old songs, I think it's better to play with the pitch maybe,
Yeah.
or you can put some LFOs or to change I don't know the rhythm or something like that.
Yeah. The sequencer maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you advise to use vocals from Splice, or would you say no, don't do it?
Well,
It depends for me.
Well, the thing is that you can do whatever you want. If you just
Sure.
take a vocal from a site, from a platform, from wherever, you can completely change it with different like effects. So for me, the most important thing is, for example, to have unique sounds.
Or make your own sounds. Yeah, but
Yeah. Sometimes people are using the same vocals in the tracks, and
And
to be honest,
yeah.
we are not playing that because I have one track with the same
With this vocal, yeah.
I don't need
exactly.
another one with the same
Yeah,
vocal. You know what I mean?
It feels a bit
But-
strange when on Beatport in the top 100 are tracks, 4 tracks with the same vocal.
Exactly.
This is what we're trying to
Yeah.
say. And also, the use of vocal is also very tricky because you need to use the EQ very good.
Very
So,
carefully, actually.
in order to blend the vocal smoothly with the rest of the elements. Because sometimes producers, they just put a vocal like this and it's like, a collage, something is not going well.
Yeah. Vocals are hard to mix very good in a track.
Yeah. And
If you
don't
use it
forget
more
that-
like an FX vocal, like something in the background, but if you use the vocal as an lead sound, as a musical element that's very in front in your mix, it needs a bit of work and good mixdown skills. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in general, the track, the vibe was
Yeah.
super
I like
nice.
it.
Yeah,
It was a really good track. Yeah.
And also don't forget that every kind of element in the track has notes, especially the percussions and all the stuff.
Everything.
It's very important.
So do you tune your kick drums and percussions?
It
depends,
Actually, I'm using my ears, So I'm not, 100% sure that it's tuned well.
Yeah, sometimes.
But you do it.
Yeah. Everything, yeah.
You have to.
Sometimes in music is not always by the book. You just need to trust your ears as well.
Sure. Okay. So, are you ready for track number 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. I sent you the link, and the next track comes from Structure, and the name is Express of Thoughts, because or the name of the artist is Tasman, and the track is Express of Thoughts. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Yo, Structure, thank you for your track. And I will start with my feedback. I think there was much wrong in this track. First, the kick and the bass felt really, really off. It didn't work for me. The bass was way, way, way too boomy. So the bass overwhelmed the whole mix. So even the hi-hats, there was level it well, but the track lacked on brilliance because there was so much low mids in the track. And then there was some filtered chords, they came in, and the track got even more muffled because the main content in the track, the musical content, the chords and the pad, was also positioned in the low mids, and that makes the track even more muffled. There was too much happening in the lower mids. Then there was some breaks, and they felt a bit random. There was a break, and then dong 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 break, dong dong dong. I think breaks should act as a tool, but here it didn't really work for me. And overall, the track felt a bit random. It didn't hooked me or hold my attention during the track duration. It was short, 5 minutes, but it was. I think the main problem is this boomy bass. The bass don't have any groove. It was like gung 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 gung, and the track needs more groove, and you have to clean up your lower mids and try to find some elements for the higher mids. Yeah, like a higher chord or a higher pad. Yeah, because there's the room in the lower mids is full. Nobody can come in. The party is full. Yeah. 9.
Well,
it's full.
Totally agree.
yeah, we agree actually.
Actually, it sounds to me that I told Anna before. There's something that it's not on the grid, and the kick, I think it was like
Out of
clipping, like a was like something like that. But I think it's a combination of the bass together.
is what you said exactly.
Yeah, maybe sidechain
Yeah.
would
Maybe,
help,
Um,
but definitely low ends was too much.
yeah, for me, I think the whole mix was dull, and I think that this track is very weak according to the idea and the structure. I think the structure needs more work because it's not interesting. You know, there is a main lead that runs from the start till the end, and
The same.
is the same. They're like, well, okay, this is also like something personal, of course, but because this chord is interesting, but I think it needs more, you know, some breaks, some nice cuts, also like the drums, they need also a lot of work.
Yeah, especially the club.
The club, I mean, we think that drums sound a little bit plastic.
Yes.
So better mix down in the drums, better structure, and the whole architecture of the track needs improvement and mix down. Because when you mix down is, I think, one of the most important thing in a track, because you need to think that a track is like a live orchestra.
Exactly.
You need to put every element in a different position in the space.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the maestro is in the middle, which is our bass, and then
Violins are
like
there.
vinyls are there, guitars are there, or whatever. So you need to put the elements like in a space,
No, to give
some
them
elements
space.
right, some elements left. So in order to make like a tight and a nice body of the track.
Yeah, very, very good advice here. Yeah.
Yeah,
To sing a track like a band or orchestra.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think the very often mistake that we all do, as I used to do it, is that we think that techno has a lot of bass. So the very often mistake is that we push a lot the bass up in
Yeah,
order to have that that taste of the the low ends and the bass
a
that
dynamic.
gains
Yeah,
in the club, but it's not
it's
not
not like
good.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
need
not
to
like that.
think. We need to think like the whole elements as one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. I think, from my opinion, always, I'm doing the side chain and all this stuff according on the kick. So it's better to keep your kick like, maybe it helps like -6 dB, and then start to you know put things and all the other elements on that. I
Yeah.
think it's better.
Yeah, if your kick and bass is going in a wrong direction, if we talk about mixdown, your whole track will collapse because the
Yes.
track always is the benchmark for everything else in your track. And if the
Yeah.
kick is too loud, everything else will get also too loud. And if the track is
Exactly.
too weak, everything else will get weak. So kick and bass must be
Like one.
like one, yeah. And I think beginners are starting to doing are always doing too much weird things on kick and bass, trying crazy kick drums from crazy sample packs, using crazy bass loops. And I think if you are a beginner, it's much more easier if you doing simple bass lines and simple kick drums like a 909 kick and an easy FM bass. Put a glue compressor on it, low cut, ready.
Yes.
If you're doing too much on your kick and your bass and you don't know what you are doing there, you get a lot of problems, and those problems will follow your whole track.
The whole track and the
Yeah.
whole mixing
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So this is the start. It's important kick and bass to be very well
Mixed.
crafted,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and crafted.
and then everything will come.
Yeah, and I think
And
this is a
also-
problem on this track because the bass got too much attention. The bass is covered everything.
Everything.
Yeah, and it has a strange groove, and so nobody can focus on other
other
elements in
elements.
the tracks
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
it's always. And I think in a club on a big PA, this track will sound awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we think that, I just read the messages here. One guy says, I always add too much bass when mixing with headphones. So monitors are key for mixing the lows. Okay, well, the thing is that we use a lot of bass, as Dimi said previously, but in the club at the end, it doesn't need so much bass because
It gains.
it's also like the sound systems, mostly like 90% in the club are not that good. So also if you have too much bass, is disaster. So everything needs to be very well balanced, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I heard that he has something like snares
Yeah.
inside. Also, my advice is try to cut the lows from these elements.
Yeah. Yeah, drums needs
Also,
EQ.
yeah, also
To clear
from
him, to clear
hi-hats, claps as well. You don't need the low ends from there.
Yeah. I think also a mistake is that people come from a club and have those fat bass lines and kick drums in their mind. And then they want to turn their monitor speakers into PA systems. But if you have only 5 or 8-inch speakers, they never will sound like a kick and a bass in a club.
Never,
and then they start to get this feeling of club into the speakers. And then, you have very, very loud kick drums and overpowered bass line. And then you have a feeling like a club in your living room or bedroom or your studio. But in a club, it will fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Some nice advices here. Well, my English is also not good. So why is Robert not here? Robert is normally the host on this global stream. And for everybody else who is new here, what are we doing here? We are giving track feedback. Everybody has the chance to send us a track. And we will pick at random 8 tracks and we'll give feedback from now on. Maybe every week, every Friday on this channel. Next week we have Alex Bau. We also have confirmed Truncate and some other nice guests in the future. And normally I will not do the hosting here. I do this since years on our German channel every Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, somebody is asking masterclass from ANNÄ and Sera J. Could this be possible?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
We are not revealing anything yet. Why not?
Why not? Hit a 1 in the chat if you want a masterclass.
1.
1. Just a number 1.
1 or 2, because we're 2.
Yeah, we do it in our German streams. If we ask the chat for anything, they have to put a 1 in the chat. And there are some 1s. Okay, let's go to the next, the third track. Lot of 1s.
Oh my God.
Guys, okay. I think you vote for us.
Yeah.
Shall we do it? What do you think?
Yeah, I think sure. Yes.
Someone takes 11.
11.
Okay, the next track comes from Safka, Matika. Lost Soul is the track title. And yeah, let's go. Okay, thank you for your track. And yeah, let's start with your feedback.
Should I start?
Okay.
Should I start?
Yeah, go.
Okay. So in general, I like this dark vibe of the track. Also, I really like the vocal. I think it's nice. It's nice with the whole. This is what I was talking about previously. It's nice balance with the other elements. I think that kick and bass needs more work. I think it sounded a little bit naked, if I can say it like, and this is the word I would say for this one. Or maybe has a lot of it's very wide. I think
Yeah.
it was super wide.
Lot of reverb.
It was really wide. If I push my mono
Yeah.
button here, it fell apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So this is the main problem of this track. The idea was nice, but it needs the mix down, and technically it needs work, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting track, but actually there's no bass, right?
There's no bass. No.
No bass, and I think try to make that uh, kick bass with a tail. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of kick that it doesn't need bass line.
There's a rumble
Like,
bass.
Yeah, it's like a
Rumble kick.
D&B.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Bass kicks. It just has a lot tail. It's very punchy. Yeah, I think it was interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
I have
And,
to say
the
that
sound
the
design
soundcraft was super
interesting.
nice. A lot of highs, like a lot of highs. It was super high. The high was
Well,
scratching, you know.
I don't know. For me, was not that the main problem. The main problem was the wide thing of the whole
Yeah, that's why
kick
I think
bass, and yeah.
I put some bass line for sure, and I would definitely change the kick.
But in general, I think with some more dark elements, maybe like some pads in the background, could also be a nice advice for this one.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I'm never. I think I didn't put anything else.
Yeah? What do you think
Me?
from your side? Yeah.
Yeah, I have problems with the rhythm part of the track. The kick isn't working because the rhythm don't work for me. Because there is missing, and maybe it's what you called naked, there was missing a backbeat. If you have a ba-bum bum, there have to be a ba-bum tang, a clap or a snare
I
or a
get it.
counterpart
Yeah.
to the
Question
to
and answer, you
yeah
mean?
to
Yeah,
those
exactly.
rhythm, yeah. And if you have only a 4 to the floor, a 4 to the 4 kick, backbeat isn't so much important. If you have those timekeeper like hi-hats 16s or 16s or 18s, 8s, it's not a it's okay. But beats like this, you need clap, snare, like in drum and bass, the aim breaks, and it's called backbeat. And the listener don't have a clear orientation in this track who you are. It's like only ba-bum bum ba-bum bum ba-bum bum, and it sounds totally weird to me. And
Okay.
I can give the advice, if you doing beats like this, always use something like a kick or a snare on the 2 or the 4 and the 4th, and try to use kick drums, different kick drums. One kick drum, the main
Of the
kick
main?
drum on the one, to have the hard on-beat notes, and everything between those 1, 2, 3, and 4 should be a different kick with another velocity, maybe shorter, that you get those grooves. I really like music from Tommy 47. Those beats always remind me on stuff released on the label 47. And ANNÄ also do some tracks like this. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you listen to those tracks, you will find out that they are using different kick drums to get those grooves. And I think this is the biggest problem in this track.
Yeah.
It's just a weird kick drum, and the kick is not very good. It's not a good kick. I don't like the kick. And
me neither.
Yeah, I think that's the main problem, because the atmosphere is quite nice. It's a great vibe overall. Yeah, it's a solid techno feeling. Okay, the vocals are maybe a bit too repetitive.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it didn't grab me because the rhythm don't get me. Yeah.
Well, if the rhythm was different, and actually all the elements were more clear, I think the vocal would sound better.
Yeah, maybe.
Now it has this problem, and I think it was quite empty.
The lows.
Yeah, quite empty for me. I don't know, like a little bit out of rhythm.
Yeah, empty but also full, because it was full of kick drums.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. What are your upcoming projects? Let's talk about your music. So, what is coming up? What can we wait for? Is there some upcoming releases?
Yeah, sure. Well, I have like a nice VA on Emerald on Remco's Big Wilder label now.
Oh, cool.
That is coming on January. And then a nice project with Ben Sims that I will remix one track of his. It's called Snapshot 99, and I'm going to deliver three remixes.
3 remixes on one track?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's each remix has different vibe. And it's a really special project for me. It's going to be on record on Hargroove.
Oh, cool.
And then...
iconic label.
Yeah, very nice label. I love it. And I love Ben as well.
Yeah.
And I also have a record on Endlex label on Renegade Methods.
Me as
solo,
well.
And Sera as well. Because we already released one VA with me, Sera, and Endlek all together back in September. And in 2025, we will have our solo releases. And I also have a VA on Vault Session, on Vault Records.
Oh, nice. It's one of the most impacting labels on Beatport, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are discussing for like a more solid collaboration in the future. Let's see how it goes. Yeah,
cool.
How about you?
Yeah. I have this solo EP on Endlex Renegade Methods label this year, which is gonna be super good, I think.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then like
And then
VAs, right?
I have a VA
Yeah.
on Netstore.
Yeah. Ah, well.
You're gonna curate it?
Yeah, there is also a project that...
you are curating VA on Nasia's label.
Netstore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to curate a VA. It's going to be a double vinyl with 12 artists. It's done, I think. I have decided all the artists. So I've confirmed everything, and Sera is also one of them. He couldn't
And also I have
miss from this project.
yeah, of course. And also I have a VA for Cleric.
Oh,
He's
nice.
gonna do the 10 years of his label. It's
Oh man,
gonna
that's
be,
an
I think-
amazing output. Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super nice.
Is it solid yet?
Not yet, but yeah,
They are
we
discussed.
are discussing it for it.
Nice, nice. And you recently released again on Mutual Rhythm Symbiosis Part 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this was our second release on Mutual Rhythm, second split EP. It has like 10 tracks, 5 from me and 5 from Sera. And
6 was on the record,
yeah,
the vinyl.
and the rest of them were digital only. And it's a special project for us, both actually EPs, because it's a nice storyline of our, I don't know, like relationship, also as friends and colleagues, and of course in life. So yeah, this is actually one of the most important project for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see the vinyl from Symbiosis Part 2 is already sold out on DJ.de. So
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to mark it on,
Yeah, yeah.
get
That's
it on
good.
Discogs. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Marco did a really, really great job on his label Mutual Rhythm in the last years. Crazy. Very good output.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's always releasing, I think, nice and all-time classic music.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good label. Yeah.
So, dear community, just go to Instagram and give a follow to ANNÄ and Sera J. So you will miss any releases.
Yeah.
There will
Yeah,
be
there are a lot of things coming out. Of
Yeah.
course, we can't reveal everything, but it's gonna be
Yeah,
a year full of music. Promise.
yeah, it's a. Do you know the meme? A lot of stuff is coming out. It's there is a meme. I don't get it in English now, but it's a phrase a lot of DJs are saying. Big stuff is coming soon.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
nothing happens.
And then nothing happened. But yeah, you are really bringing out an amazing output. Yeah. I just see a meme. There was a guy. I don't get it in English. My English is too bad
Yeah,
to.
you can tell it in German.
I can tell it in German.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you understand it.
Maybe.
Yeah, you okay. No, I don't will speak German in an English stream. It's a rule.
Okay.
Yeah, we stay
Okay.
English
Okay.
here. Yeah. I will post the meme in our Discord on our Discord server.
Okay.
So go to our global Discord server and I will post the meme there.
Okay.
Okay.
It was really I was really laughing when I saw this. Okay, let's go to the next track, the fourth track. The name is Rumble. I will send you the link von Shiro Brelin. And yeah, let's go. It has a meme as a cover. Funny.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay, thank you for your track. And yeah,
Shall we start?
if you
Okay.
like to start, then yeah, start.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will start.
Start.
It's interesting. Actually, the melody is very, very nice. It reminds me a bit of Plastic Man.
Ah, yeah.
This
So the old Plastic Man, early
Old
2000,
Plastic
yeah,
Man, yeah.
yeah.
but
Or
the
John
thing,
Aquaiva.
yeah, but the thing is that there is no actually the drums. I didn't feel the drums.
I didn't feel the drums and we didn't feel the bass, I think. There is
Yeah,
no bass.
There's
Something
yes,
it
no
was,
bass,
but
just a
something is
boomy kick
missing.
drum.
Exactly. Again, no bass.
yeah,
And I think the track is interesting also according to the
the
melodies.
leads and
The
melodies. Yeah,
leads. I think it's too long. I think it needs to be shorter because for 7 minutes track, it's kind of boring.
707.
So
Yeah,
yeah. So I think like also drums are missing. It's a nice hypnotic aesthetics, but I think it's quite empty
yeah.
for me.
It felt like give attention to the leads and melodies. That's why, for my opinion, it's more in front. And yeah, not attention to the drums.
I think it needs to add like something like a more bass and maybe like a sub bass layer under the main bass in order to boost a little bit the track and to be more dynamic because it's kind of weak.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mix feels like a hollow something.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. Should I
Yeah.
go further? Yeah. Yeah, I think also the overall leveling needs work. The mix feels totally unbalanced. It's and then the main sound or all those synth sounds had missed texture. Then everything needs more depth and character. There was no big reverbs or something like this. It sounds very digital. So as you say, sounds like Plastic Man. I thought, okay, Plastic Man, but order it on Temu. Yeah. So
Well, yeah, definitely. I think it needs more EQing, like also like a reverb or delay, maybe
yeah,
to be
delays,
more warm.
weird delayed,
because it's
pitch
flat.
delayed. Yeah, it's really, really flat.
It's flat, yes.
And there was missing a bass line, yeah. And there was no storyline in the track. It feels totally disconnected, like a collage. And
Yeah, exactly.
and there was great individual elements.
Yeah,
But
because some elements
not
were super nice.
Yeah, but not a glued work of art. It was
Yeah.
more some
Like
elements.
take this,
Yeah,
put it in there.
but there was not connected.
Not well tied all together.
Yeah. It feels like a board with a nice and not so nice pictures, but not like one big picture.
Yeah, I
And-
think it's also, sorry to interrupt you, it's also like, this is what we were talking about before. It's always about the mixing.
Yeah,
Because some ideas are nice, but you need to make like the sound more warm, even if it's for like a VST, even if it's from digital VST, to be more accurate. You need to craft the sound to sound more warm.
proper and
Yeah.
warm.
Proper.
Yeah.
yes. And the main synth, or I'm not sure if it's the main synth. There was one synth. It feels very, very I would say, ticky. The transient was so heavy that it becomes tiring to listen to. It was annoying after a time. Those main synths, it was like tick 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 tick. Too much transient for a main synth, because there was no other transients. Because the drums the drums were really lame.
Yes.
Yeah, no love in the drums. Yeah.
No love.
No love. It was just clicked some samples and
That's it.
But you have some nice elements there, and if you go more, maybe it was one of the first tracks. For me, it sounds like one of the first tracks he's ever done. Yeah.
Maybe, but I think I can understand what he was trying to do. But I think it needs a lot of work. It's important, guys, to make like reference.
Oh yeah.
To listen to a lot of music. Like, for example, you can listen all the tracks from Plastic Man, from Richie Houghton, and you can analyze, and you can be very, how can I say, picky, or you can like analyze how he could do this on the drums, even like the structure of the tracks.
The arrangement.
If you do like reference, and if you listen to a lot of music, maybe you can improve also your ideas.
Yeah, and if your hearing is not so advanced, you can use a filter and filter some parts, like only the highs, and listen, so you can isolate the high frequencies and listen
exactly.
just to the high frequencies, or do it with the low frequencies or the lower mids, upper mids. So sometimes it's good to isolate some frequencies to listen exact what's going on there, what's going on to the hi-hats. And if your hearings are not so advanced, you can also use your eyes. You can isolate the high frequencies, bounce it to an audio track, and then you can see the rhythms and see what's going on there. So I know when I was starting to make music 25 years ago, I had a total different hearing than today.
Of course.
20 years ago, I don't even hear a reverb. I don't know what is a reverb or what is a compressor, dynamics. And I remember when I was at SINEE, it's a college in Germany, or it's worldwide, I think, where you can learn audio engineering. And I remember when I was there in the classroom and teacher playing some stuff, and we had to listen. Everybody was closing his eyes, and oh no, I don't hear a difference. And today, you hear a difference if there's 1% of reverb on a hi-hat, you will hear it. So I think sometimes it's hard for beginners to
understand
the reference, because they focus on wrong elements or on wrong stuff. Yeah, sometimes I'm hearing music that I was hearing maybe 30 years ago, and when I hear the music now, I focus on total different things.
Yeah. But this also happens to us as well.
Yeah, but I think it's not bad, because you give attention to the energy, for example.
Yeah.
And it's, at some point it's good to learn how to do this energy.
Yeah.
To put energy on your tracks.
Yeah,
in your tracks.
For example, when I listen back to my tracks, the first tracks, I just want to disappear them from the internet.
Yeah, me too, of course.
Yeah. Also, like one track of mine that is released in Out of Place, the Fairy Dust track, has a lot of mistakes in the mixing. And if I would produce it now, of course,
Yeah,
I will
totally
do it
different. Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
different. It's the experience.
Yeah, but making music or making arts, I think it's the art of doing mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and every mistake is important part of the way in your artist career. Every mistake is a good thing because you are learning every
of
minute
course.
in the studio. Yeah.
Yeah. There were a lot of times that I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna quit or whatever.
Everybody
because
do
it's,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's natural, and improvement is also something that comes with experience. But
Every day.
of course, you have to work on it.
Yeah.
It needs time. Yeah, lot of time.
Yeah, yeah. It's about your mindset. Sometimes I go in the studio very motivated and say, "Yeah, today I have big inspiration, big ideas," and after 5 hours I come to my wife and say, "Oh, I'm
Nothing.
I'm the baddest producer ever. I don't have any talent.
yeah.
Oh,
I know
I feel
that
so bad."
I know.
Yeah, yeah, everybody knows this feeling. Yeah, and I think it's good to have this feeling because it will always push you forward to your boundaries to
Exactly.
get better. Yeah,
And better. Yeah.
it's better to say, "Oh, I am only doing bombs. Everything I'm
Yeah.
doing is a bomb. Yeah, I nail it again." I think that will. I think
the best one.
only people who having ghost producers are saying this. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. It's-
Never mistakes. Never
yeah. Only bombs.
Yeah.
Okay, the next track, Retail, is the artist and Switch Code is the name. I already sent you the link and I sent you also the meme on TikTok. Like,
Okay.
you can,
We'll check it.
can see the meme, yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay, Retail, thank you. And yeah, what's your feedback about this track?
Okay.
So, well, this is a dynamic track. It has a lot of energy. I think that it needs improvement on the main lead because it's from the start till the end,
The same.
never stops, which
Yeah.
makes the track like a little bit boring and hard to play in the club for me because I always prefer to have like a break, more quiet, maybe to loop the track or with other tracks to mix the track easily with, during the set. I also think that the drums were a little bit loud, so mixing needs improvement.
Especially the rides.
The rides,
The white was, yeah.
Too loud.
very, very intense. And
also, I think the bass was not good for according to the tonal.
it was out
The
of
whole tonal.
out of
Out of
tune.
tune. Yeah.
I think.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It was totally out.
Well,
And-
vibe was okay.
Yeah, vibe was
but,
okay, and the energy. Yeah, totally agree. But I felt at some point that the bass was too plastic. I don't know.
the
Yeah.
low ends, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the main
Especially
problem,
the bass, the bass line.
the main problem was that it was out of tonal.
Yeah, for sure. And the rides. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
the rights needs to be lower. And also, this is also again with the mixing because you need to put the elements a little bit more,
Yeah.
rights a little bit left, the other drums a little bit right, because I think that the whole track and all the elements were straight to the face. And
There
it
was no space.
yeah, it was flat and there were no space for all the elements and every element to shine, actually.
Yeah, I feel the
What
same.
do you think?
I feel the same. I have some notes here, and I write: bass needs better isolation from the kick to avoid muddiness.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I feel that the groove and the grounding feel a bit off. I can't say exactly what I feel is wrong with groove and bass, but the bass is covering the kick and the kick is covering the bass, and there was this atonality in the bass line, and I also feel that the groove, that the one note is going down, it stopped, it have another energy as the synth sequence, and this synth sequence is running away and the bass line is stopping, and that gives for me a feeling like it don't fit together. So the synth line is very, very wild, lot of notes, and the bass line maybe needs more come down and make a simple groove, and the groove that
maybe 1-2 notes.
Yeah, and the groove from the bass line have to push the energy more and don't stop it. So
I think it needs to take some breaks, because ears are getting fatigued, and sometimes you just need to make some elements breathe.
Yeah.
Instead of stacking everything loud in order to make like a dynamic track. I can understand some people want, like try to make a dynamic track by putting everything so
and the right
loud.
and this and
Yes, but at the end,
take it.
the only thing that you make is like a Greek salad,
Yeah.
altogether.
Greek salad can be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than Kartoffelsalat, in German.
Kartoffeln, potatoes. Yes.
Yeah, potato salad. It's a German thing. Yeah. But a kick and bass feels like a Kartoffelsalat. Like one undefined mass. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also feel that the synth line, I totally agree with some breaks where the synth line is maybe filtered down or totally disappear. And I feel that the synth line is missing on modulation, or you have to add some layers to the synth line.
Yeah.
Maybe some LFO, maybe some in order to make it more interesting, because in general, the idea of the track is nice. It's kind of old school.
Yeah, like UMEK.
Yes,
vibe.
it's a nice idea. But in order to make it a little bit more interesting, like some modulation on the main lead, definitely some breaks, a little bit like adjustment of the kick and bass, and better mix down and on the drums, just a little bit lower.
And the rights.
And the rights,
Please.
yes.
And also I saw that at what minute it was, like on the third minute.
Yeah.
It was third. It was
The
vocal.
The breakdown had a vocal. That
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a vocal.
I think that we think both agree
Yeah.
that this makes like a little bit cheap.
The track.
So I would skip the vocal at all.
At all, yeah.
It's a very
Because
generic vocal.
I think it goes like a little bit to tech house also, which is not bad. It's
And-
totally personal.
Hard techno at the same point.
Not. I wouldn't say hard techno. I would say like
Peak time.
Peak
Peak
time.
time.
Yeah.
It's a peak time track, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think it loses this old school vibe that the whole track is.
Yeah.
The whole track is trying to approach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you have a lot to work now on your track. Or
But
get everything as a feedback. Try to do it in your next track. Sometimes it's hard to work on a track again and again. Yeah. Yeah, some chat community members are saying it sounds like Mort, but I don't feel that it sounds like Mort for me. Mort is much more analog and Mort. Yeah,
no.
Yeah, no.
I totally agree with you, guys.
Yeah.
It's-
No. Mort is more analog and wild and have more
exactly,
depth, and it's genius on some more genius. Yeah.
It's different kind of
Yeah.
techno.
Yeah, and you really try to not only do modulation on the synth, try to add some layers, some tiny layers in the high frequencies, or to add the same notes, not more notes on the same, to get some emphasis, and so the synth get more energy during the arrangement, and then you can try to bring everything down. No synth, just kick, hi-hat, drums, and then you can tease the synth again, bring it in, maybe only some layers, and then the main synth. So the track really needs those on the beginning and in the end, a part without those synths, and in the middle. Yeah.
And also, guys, try to test your tracks. Like what I'm saying is, try to listen solo, only the drums, only the groove, without the leads. And if that the groove sounds good, it's good. So the track is good. I think
It's a good start.
it's a good start. Yeah.
Yeah, if the drums are sitting and you have a good groove in the drums, yeah. And a groove is working when everything is following the same groove.
Yeah, exactly. The same rhythm.
Yeah, and I don't talk about grooves in Ableton Live or stuff like this. So there is a language. Each track has a groove language, and everything in the track, every element have to speak the same language. Yeah, and
Exactly.
if one groove is more stopped and the other groove is more going forward, and there's also a funky groove and a weird groove, it will not work. So the elements can't talk to each other, and then you have tracks like this.
Exactly. One says that is a bit like early Alarico stuff.
Oh no,
I also don't think so.
no,
Yeah,
no,
definitely not.
not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
way
Alarico is more minimal, like
very minimal, very
yeah,
Totally
dark.
different.
Also, I feel
yeah,
it's
doesn't,
dark and minimal. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Some
Actually,
early
I also
zeros,
like
yeah,
Clint.
I would
Clint
agree.
doing also like. Do you know Clint?
Yes,
Clint,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He doing awesome tracks at the moment.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah. But this was not like Clint, but it's the same like Alarico is doing. Yeah. Those minimal dark grooves. Yeah. We have a track from Alarico here for the track feedback. He sent us a track.
Nice.
But it's two but yeah, but it's 2 years old.
Happy.
It's 2 years
years.
old.
2 years old.
So the rule is I think 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. Mesta, our mod can say my own rules. I don't have it in mind. But maybe we can use it as track number 9. So one in the chat if you want to listen to Alarico track he sent for the track feedback. Maybe he is viewing this stream now. Maybe.
If you are watching us,
Leave a
Alarico.
1 in the chat. Okay. The next track is coming from V minor, pushing boundaries. Mixdown.
mix down. Okay.
Let's go. Oh wow, strange days.
Hey,
Oh,
hey.
ho, ho. Okay, who's gonna start?
I don't have to say so much, so I can start. I I think that everything was good, except of bass and kick, because there was a real good techno feeling. I like the sounds and the syncopated groove, but I can't. How could I say? I can't decide between kick and bass. I don't know what was the kick drum and what was bass line. It was one Kartoffelsalat in the low end. It was. I think this is the main problem. A real shame because it has potential for a great underground raw basement techno track. But this tiny, almost non-existent transient, like it was like a tambourine, a tiny tambourine. Yeah, it makes hard to know what was the bass and what was the kick. They blend into each other. Yeah, there was good elements. I really like to hear this track with a nice kick and bass low end. So, and then I can give another feedback and say, okay, maybe, yeah, but it don't feels like a track for me. Yeah, yeah, that's my feedback.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a bit strange actually.
Well, I think that in this track there were a lot of problems from my side. I don't know. I just don't understand
Yeah, exactly. Me
the
too.
track. I can understand the track. It was too noisy. I think that there are a lot of mistakes in the mixdown that makes the track very unclear to me. I think that it doesn't have any body.
Maybe it came from the craft, the sound.
I don't know, like it's a track that, to be honest, and with all my respect, I would never play it. Not because
No, never.
it's not my style, but it's
You cannot understand it.
I don't understand the idea. I don't understand the crafting. And I don't think that there were like a delay problem. I think because a lot of people are saying that. I think
I was not
it
mute.
was the track.
Yeah.
I think it was a track. I mean, I don't have to say much on that one.
Yeah.
I really like to hear this track on a good straight kick drum to understand how the synths are working and where they are, where the position of the notes, because I can't say. It was those wobble low end bass soup was
Everything I think were overlapping everything. So
Actually,
it's very hard to give our feedback. So
really
for me definitely was too noisy to say.
For me as well. Yeah. Too much noise, too much.
I don't think that any DJ will play this track in a club.
No, I think
maybe once.
I don't know. Like yeah. I don't have to say so much, to be honest. For this one.
Go further with your music production, and really try out clear kick and bass fundamentals, foundations.
Yeah.
And I would really like to listen the track on a normal foundation. And maybe then I can say, okay, there was too much reverb and this sound was wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But there was no kick. It was no kick, no bass. I can't separate it. It was one
One thing.
Soup. Yeah. A black soup. Matsche, we say in German.
Much. Okay.
Much.
Matsche. Yeah. Matt.
Matt. Okay.
Okay, the next
Matt.
track,
Next track.
Dark Master,
Master.
from Underground Island. Yeah, I already sent you the link.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah.
we go in.
Yes.
Okay, Underground Island. Thank you. I think we have listened enough. And
Yeah.
go on with the feedback.
Okay, Dimi, start.
So, okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. I have to say that. It's missing interesting elements. It's quite empty actually. Deep and hypnotic vibes, for sure, and aesthetics. And
Which
the
is
idea,
nice. It
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
something
It's
like
good. Yeah, yeah.
it's not exactly. It's not techno. It's more dub style, more
Yeah,
hypnotic.
it's not always like
Yeah,
pumping and all this stuff. Yeah, of course.
I think it reminds us like a little bit of Bedouin.
Bedouin, yeah.
Bedouin, like a more hypnotic.
This aesthetic.
These aesthetics.
And the idea is a bit weak, I think.
Yeah, I
It
think
needs to have more strong attitude.
Yeah, I think it has to have like more strong attitude. I mean, the elements are nice, but I think it needs something more to make it like a little bit more interesting, because like the body is okay for what he's trying to do. But I think it's kind of I wouldn't say boring, but it needs something to be, like very characteristic on the track.
Yeah. And also, like the mixing needs a bit improvement. But yeah, I think here claps
are a little bit plastic. I think
Yeah.
I would change the claps definitely. But it's not that bad. I wouldn't say that it's a bad one. It's just a little bit more slow vibe and more hypnotic stuff.
Yeah. It's definitely a hash vibe.
Someone wrote it.
Yeah.
Hustle. Haze time.
Haze, no hash. Haze time.
What do you think?
I'm not a big friend of the percussions because they was too loud and overall too resonant. It was like a ding, 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 ding over the whole track. Needs more better EQ and balance. When I feel something is too loud, I always make the test and make my headphones or my monitor speakers very, very quiet. So the last point on my monitor controller. So, and then when I listen to a techno track, I had to hear the transient from the kick and the heads. That must and the third. Everything must be in a good
in the same
balance.
Level.
Yes.
This is also nice advice for producers. If you just slow down your headphones and you listen to every element, this means that your mixing is very nice. It's very good.
Yes. And also elements that are in the background should not be hearable or noticeable. And the percussion, I only hear the percussion was way too loud. Yeah. And they felt a bit uninspired to me because it was over and over the same loop. There was no evolving in those percussions. It was from start to finish the same loop without any build-up or progression.
Yeah.
And the arrangement feels totally random to me. Breaks here and there. There was no real story or flow in the track for me. After 4:30, there was some new elements came in. It was interesting. There was a good potential. But why at 4:30?
At 4:30.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. It was the next thing that I would say, because we also noticed that in 4:30, I think it starts another breakdown, which could be like more in the middle, and this could be more interesting. Because it's getting too long. Like after 4:30, probably like the most tracks are getting, like slowly to an end. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, but overall the loud and resonant percussions dominate too much. Yeah. I had a percussion track like this in mind on non-serious, but non-serious is more drawn with a very, very small pencil. It's more genius, more details, more accurate in the drums and percussions. And it was a bit dilettantisch. Is there an English word like dilettantisch? I have to translate it. I learn English in this stream. Maybe I should do the track feedback more often. Dilettantisch. Dilettant. Yeah, there's a amateurisch. Dilettantisch. Dilettant.
Okay.
Yeah. Not so accurate.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to put more love and vibe on those percussions. They have to come in and come out, and then you need more layers. Because I think this is the main thing on good working percussions. It's not one percussion. It's percussions. You have a lot of bongos and congas, and if you see in a band percussionist, it's like a drum set. A lot of different percussions. And you can play a percussion on different every centimeter on a percussion makes a different tone. And the good percussionist makes with this part of the hand and the fingers and go around. And if you have more percussions, you can make a groove. And this was one doing.
Yes, of course.
And that's the problem. You need more percussion, more organic vibe. I think actually, you want more organic sounds, but it's just a resonance. A loud resonance, not really percussion. It sounds not like a real instrument or a cool crafted synth sounds. It was like a doing.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need like so many percussions, but you need to have the right ones and like according to the style you want to make. Because in minimal, for example, tracks like this. You don't need so much, but definitely you need something to be more interesting, because as Dimi says, the idea is kind of weak. So
yeah, and there's a very good VST for percussions, because I used to work a lot with percussions and bongos and all this stuff. It's called West Africa from Native Instruments.
I know it.
Very, very good.
West Africa.
West Africa. Yeah, we write it now to the chat.
I did it. It's very old.
Yeah, it's old. But
I did a track on my first album, Meta Collapse, 2013, with West Africa. The track "Last of Us." I did.
Yeah.
It's very good. Yeah, good advice. Yeah.
Because
and if the main
because I thought that elements, that percussions, when I listen to the track, reminds me a bit a preset from the VST Diva. I think it's that preset.
Well,
if I'm not sure.
Well, maybe it's not from Diva. It's like
it's from like VST.
Preset.
Yeah.
So I think definitely percussions and claps need more work on that track.
Yeah, definitely. It's I think it's the same level with the vocals. It needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the percussion is your main element in a track, it must be very organic.
Very
it
good.
must be sound more like a real percussion.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's just a layer, a groove, or a rhythmic element in your track for your mid-range, then okay, you can use some samples and it's great. But this has to be worked really good out, because it's the main, your driven element in the track, your main character. And if you make a movie and your main character is weak, nobody will view the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, the last track for today, not for 2025, for today, is to be honest, I have a feeling that this will be the weakest track today because of the name. The weakest, the weakest, not wicked, weakest. Because the name and the track length of 9 minutes 30, so we don't listen to the whole track. Never ever.
9 minutes?
We only listen 6 minutes, and maybe I will skip the start. And the name is Oktoberfest. I'm not sure. Oktoberfest, do you know Oktoberfest?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
It's a traditional German party where everybody is drunk and listen to creepy music and drinking a lot of bad beer because they have beers. There's 1 liter.
But don't judge from the name.
Yeah. Let's listen first.
Yeah, let's listen first. But I do this track feedbacks very, very long, and I have a feeling, on track names now. But let's go. Let's start on the track.
Okay.
Let's start.
Oktoberfest. I think it's enough. It's enough. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong and biased because of the track title. And maybe there wasn't another track title. I would listen to the music in another way. But honestly,
you have a super bad experience on Oktoberfest, right?
I was never there. Never.
Okay.
It's Bavaria stuff. I'm from Nordrhein-Westphalia. We don't have Oktoberfest here. We have Carnival. But it's also worse. Honestly, it sounds like it was produced on a calculator,
It's like something like that.
like a pocket calculator
Yeah.
from Texas Instruments.
Το μικρό το.
My first my first Sony.
Well,
But sure, it was better than Oktoberfest music. But to be honest, that's not much of a benchmark. I can't feel the groove. There was some nice rhythms going on there, and with all those booms, and there was some real atonal sounds. It kind gives me the vibe of those strange minimal outbursts from 2005, like Niederflur or similar sounds. There was some minimal stuff. It was more like electro groove, but for me it sounds like some weird minimal stuff from 2005. I'm happy that it's not. It's away.
Actually, yeah.
It's 9 minutes 30. It's weird. Maybe there are some people who like this kind of music, but I don't one of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Yeah.
it's very hard feedback and maybe not very constructive, but that's what I was feeling here. It's crazy.
It reminds me a lot of Ricardo Villalobos.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, because
After
Ricardo used
Oktoberfest.
after Oktoberfest,
Yeah.
Ricardo drank, but he used to produce like he's using to produce this
Kind of
tracks,
music, yeah. Mhm.
like 9 minutes, 10 minutes.
Like 15 minutes.
15, yeah.
tracks.
One more
Yeah.
track, please, in a club.
Yeah,
the last
exactly.
one, and then Ricardo.
Yeah.
20
He's
minutes.
the perfect DJ to put his track playing and go to the toilet. You have
Yeah.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
But the thing is that behind these tracks, I think that the idea is not to create like a club track that it's gonna be, for example, released on a vinyl or whatever. I think it's kind of like free jamming in the studio and whatever comes,
Exactly.
and we record everything. I also think that it has a nice rhythm inside. So if the track was shorter, because at some point and after, like at 5 minutes and after, I think some vocals are coming in, which are kind of interesting. So if this track was a little bit more compact and also like a lot of improvement in the mixdown as bass, because also there was no bass, and some more percussions as well, I think it could be more interesting. But definitely like 30 minutes, it's gonna be like a little bit of not boring, I would say, but not like a track that has a body and a nice structure to be released on.
It's more
No
like
one will
no
no one will release a track 9 and 30 minutes.
no. Expect Ricardo Villalobos.
Yeah.
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 Ricardo is Ricardo. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
And he did.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's more like for listening in
home.
in home while sitting and having like a beer or wine or whatever.
Yeah, for me it feels maybe like sounds for a sound art installation. in a
Yes.
Something like
room
Well,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
with some
Yes,
crazy
yes.
stuff, and you going in there and looking everything, and it feels a bit strange, and then you go out of the room and came back 1 hour later, and the same music is still, because there was nothing like a evolving arrangement, or it was more like a picture, a snapshot.
Yes.
Like
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, a
Yes.
weird
It was
snapshot.
like a piece of art,
Yeah,
something like that.
maybe. Yeah, yeah.
That
Of course. Yeah.
that sometimes you just see a piece of art and you just don't. You are
Understand?
thinking about what this guy
It's
could have in mind,
yeah, yeah,
But this is also this is interesting
yeah.
sometimes because it had some nice rhythm. So I don't know what this guy had in his mind and what was his purpose. Maybe his purpose was to produce like this 10 minutes track just
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
for listening
ac-
home or whatever.
actually, for me, it's not good, but it's not bad. It's in the middle because I remember Ricardo's tracks like this track, but Ricardo
Has a groove.
his crafting is so nice with them all modulars and all this stuff. Especially the low ends from Ricardo is super heavy,
Yeah.
super analog.
And this is we are also
If
answering to the guys that he's asking what if the track is from Ricardo.
Yeah, no, this is not from Ricardo.
Yeah, no, I
Totally
mean,
so.
if this track was from Ricardo, what would be our feedback? But you answer
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this
exactly.
because
Okay. If you
Ricardo's
shift
track,
your perspective, and this is a Ricardo track.
yes,
Yeah.
but this is like a reference to
A
Ricardo
reference,
because
yeah, exactly.
Ricardo had totally different
Yeah.
structure, and it has like a very strong, let's say, storyline.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not like that, but definitely his low ends and his idea behind it's very intelligent.
It
Yeah.
has a groove.
It's more
Yeah,
avant-garde
Yes,
or
exactly.
feuilleton
yes.
exactly.
music. Yeah. But you can of course you can discuss art, and if it's art or not, it's maybe who made it. Yeah. And what he can tell
Exactly.
about his art. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And what's the story behind it, and what you would say. So I feel hard to say this is a piece of art. Of course it is. Everything what
is,
you are
it
you
is.
doing is art. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
it
But
is.
it's not for the feuilleton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's from a crazy New York avant-gardist art in a crazy atelier who are also dancing to this stuff in crazy fashion. But still, I don't like it. Same.
Okay, yeah. It's personal.
Yeah.
It's subjective. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So
8 tracks, and now we are going to the voting phase. So you can give your favorite track now. I have to switch there.
we can vote as well.
You can vote as well. I sent you the link,
Okay.
and we will have a quick run through all those tracks. I have a clear winner.
Me too.
Το πρώτο.
Track 1, track 2.
We vote.
We vote. Yeah.
You can vote too, dear community. Please vote. Go to the link. Give us your vote. Interesting. If you listen to all those tracks, in a row, do you really hear the difference?
I think there's no the eight track on it.
Yeah,
in
there
it.
are only 7 tracks.
Okay.
Or no?
Oh, we had 8 tracks.
No, it's 8. Yeah. For us, it's
It's different.
well, no, it appears with the most.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Okay, let's go to the poll. And I think we have a clear winner. And for me, the number 1 was the number 1.
Allesio Caselli.
And then there was a big gap. I really thought, this year is starting really, really great. Great track. But then it got a bit weak. But track number 1 was really, really awesome. Yeah. I think he will find a label. We will find a label for this track.
Yeah, this one, like with small adjustments, I
Yes.
think it could be a nice release.
Yeah, totally agree. Good
So,
job.
Allesio Caselli, congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, you are the winner of the first stream in 2025. And you can send us an email to info@sine.de. And please make a screenshot from your SoundCloud so we can see that you are logged in to your SoundCloud. Send it at info@sine and you get a coupon for our Sine shop with a lot of sample packs, tutorials, masterclasses, sound packs, preset packs for €25. Okay, and now we are listening to the special track from Allarico.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
And for everybody out there, next week, in 2 weeks, we are releasing a masterclass with Danny Rabbit. So check it out. And we have Danny Rabbit on the stream in 2 weeks. And next week, we will have Alex Bau here on the stream, true Bavarian techno legend. So maybe he was on Oktoberfest one day. The Bavarian techno. You know Alex Bau?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now I sent you the link from Allarico, and then I'm gespannt. Okay, Alarico, thank you for your submission.
Thank you,
Hey,
Papi.
thank you.
So I think you each you know each other, yeah, personally,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think he want to have a feedback from you. So
Yeah, cool. So, well,
Totally shit.
no,
No.
no, no.
I will never play it.
I think it's a really nice track.
Yeah, it's groovy.
The groove is
Nice
super. Yeah, has a really nice
rhythm.
rhythm.
Yeah. I like it.
Also some nice cuts in there. We think that like there are too many high frequencies at some elements, like a little
Yeah.
bit of effects or like some drums needs a little bit EQing.
And maybe to reduce it a bit.
Yeah. But in general, like the bass is really nice. I
Nice, good
think
balance.
it's a nice how can I say example of a tight track. Something that was missing from the previous tracks. Yeah, we think
It's
that
cool.
only like some high frequencies needs a little bit better EQing, but in general the track is nice. It has really nice groove.
But we have to say that it's not the strongest Alarico here.
Yeah, I think as this one guy said here is not the
Oh,
strongest Alarico track. I
he said
agree.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree
I
because
agree.
Totally agree.
yeah, because some of Alarico's tracks are amazing.
Yeah, totally good.
But I really like this well, minimalistic and repetitive approach that he has on his tracks. And also I think that in general, like his drums are have actually an attitude.
Yeah.
So you clearly understand his tracks. So this is also something important for the new producers, that you need to have like a specific style on your tracks, and everybody will understand that this track is from you.
Yes,
You
I
have
think
character.
today
Yeah.
it's the most important thing. Where so
Yeah.
many producers are popping out every day, so many music is released, so you have something special in your music. Yeah, and yeah,
Yes,
Alarico
yes.
have this special sound. I think it's this those work with samples, those FX samples he's using, but actually he is using more granular FX on his samples, I think. And
He's doing
this
the
here the
resampling.
sample is always the same, so that feels for me a bit uninspired. I like the sample,
Well,
but
it's
it
also
was
2
too
years ago,
often.
right?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He has a big evolving in the last 2 years, I think.
Yeah, of course.
I also have a lot of records from him, and yeah.
Well,
I'm missing a
sometimes,
few groove candies here to add some extra spice and excitement. Yeah. And the highs are a bit too harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all agree, I think, on that.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, like some tracks are more tooly, so you can also easy to layer them with other tracks, and which is also, I think, his style as well, because he's always playing with 3 or 4 CDJs. So sometimes the tracks needs to be more not empty, but more tooly.
Yeah.
So
More
so
drums, you mean,
it's
percussions.
easier to mix them and to create like your own vibe on while playing.
It's the same
Yeah.
when back in the days, 20 years ago, Schranz or some Tool Techno was a thing. It was the same. There was really tooly, and some artists like Chris Liebing is playing with 3 or 4 decks at the same time, and then the music have to be a bit more tooly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people are playing, maybe on Instagram or TikTok, who are playing with 4 decks and doing a lot of cuts, and you need those minimalistic vibe. Yeah. I have a feeling that this style of techno is guiding to a new kind of minimal techno now.
Well,
Because of the
yeah,
minimalistic grooves, and there are also some hypnotic techno tracks, they are getting more and more minimalistic. So they are not naked, but there are only bones and skin. And it's enough.
yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
great,
yeah.
great. And it's just a feeling. I don't say that it's the comeback of minimal. It's like a minimalistic version of techno, like a truncate evolved with audio, or as audio injection evolved those minimalistic techno tracks in 2010, 2011. And then it's going more fuller and fuller and fuller and more atmosphere, and then hard techno it's one wall of sound. And now I have the feeling that it comes back to a lower tempo, not so fast, and more minimalistic, more cleaner, not so distorted. You can feel the elements,
Yeah.
but still in a groovy way.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that minimal music, as also like minimal art in general, is very difficult because you need very careful to 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 call yourself that a producer of minimal track, for example, because sometimes it could be empty. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
need to craft very good your sound, your how can I say, less elements, but these elements should be very well crafted in order not your track to feel empty.
Yeah.
Less is more, yes, because I read some comments, but less is more is a term that is very difficult, and
Yeah.
some people they are not understand what means less is more.
Yeah, I hear a lot of Tool techno tracks. They are only boring. There's the
Yes,
sounds are not
so-
crafted well. It's like a star kitchen where you have really small dishes with only a few ingredients, but every ingredient is on top notch. And this is a difficult on. And
Exactly.
back in the
That's
days
the
when
thing.
minimal was a big thing, like Richie Horton, Plastic Man,
Dubfire.
Dubfire, it was perfectly crafted. Yeah.
Yes.
And then a lot of producers doing the same, and everything sounds like the same. And of course, there was a new thing called Ableton Live, and it was easy to do crazy crafted sound clicks and cuts with granular delays and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So it was easy to make new sounding minimal techno. In 2000. But now everybody knows grain delays sounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. What are you thinking about 2025? What will be the next trend, or are we need a next trend, or can we go back to say we don't need a trend, we don't need a hype, let's do techno with different styles?
Yeah.
Or is
I
there a
agree
new
with that.
trend on that? Mhm.
Yeah, please, no new trends.
Well, in general, like we don't, we're not that so much fans of trends in general. So
Yeah, actually, we are more into the all-time classics, and the classic. Can I say?
yeah, I think, but personally, I think that somehow the thing is separating, because after COVID was like a mess. We didn't but new generations will not recognize what is what, for example, and it's logical because they never, for example, went to a rave or something. So it was like a bit messy. Everything was called techno, but I think now slowly it's separating. Hard techno is hard techno, trance is trance, and techno is techno. Of course, techno has a lot of sub
Gens?
genres.
Yeah.
But I think that we are also going to a little bit more minimal era,
Yeah.
as you also said.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And on the other hand, I think also that this trance style, it's going to be also rise a little bit. but this is like something different than.
It's not. Yeah, it's not the same scene, not the same bubble, not the same.
Yes, yes, yeah. It's kind of confusing as well because like I listen to a lot of people saying that, you know, this techno trancey stuff. There's no techno trancey. It's techno and trancey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people who are complaining about the weak techno scene and everything is weak now, and then they posting videos with trance DJ, and I think always it's not techno. It's not the techno scene. You can't complain this is the broken techno scene because it's not techno. It's a total different scene.
Exactly.
It's
Yes.
boom boom music, yeah, but it's not techno. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, everything is respected. It's just different things.
It's respected, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's not correct to say the techno scene is weak or bad or something like this. There is a techno scene. There is still great underground music. There are underground parties, but on TikTok and Instagram, you don't see a lot of techno stuff. You see more like the hyped and trend stuff. But
Well, this is a big discussion.
yeah, a big discussion. I start
Because
to the
it's-
end of the stream.
It's coming to, you know, like the impact of social media on the techno scene, which is like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
huge
sure.
topic.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you that you are
Thank
in
you
and
for the invitation.
enjoy our stream. Great feedback, great advice. So hit a 1 in the chat last time if you want to see Annie and Sera J again in our Dimi again in our stream, and maybe there is coming some stuff in the next couple of months.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
I
for the
hope people
invitation.
enjoyed it, and we had really much. We had really fun. It was the first time that we are doing this, to be honest, and especially live on YouTube. I hope people to forgive us about our bad English.
Our English.
But,
It was great.
yeah, and yeah, like it was really nice experience, and well, thank you all the artists that they submitted their tracks.
Send their music, yeah.
And yeah.
What else? Happy New Year again.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Have a great weekend.
Great weekend, yeah.
Yeah,
And
hope to see you soon.
keep working, yeah. The most
Yeah.
important thing about the techno scene is to keep working.
Keep
because
working.
we are selling music.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is to sell good music.
Perfect last words for this Friday. So goodbye, community. Check out our
Ciao.
Discord server and sign.de for the perfect crafted sample packs and tutorials. See you soon. Bye bye.
Ciao.
Bye.